Welcome to a new anime review series. Now, those thinking, am I reviewing Vampire Knight? No, I decided to pass on that for right now. I got plenty of time to watch it, so there's that. I've decided to start up the watching the dub for Dragon Ball Super, a series I've watched the entire thing subbed. So I was recommended by my friend Edgar just to check out the dub, and I love the dub because I love this franchise. You see, I have watched every single series of Dragon Ball. The first three. I've seen all three series at least about 3 or 4 times a piece. Yes, I actually sat through the entire series of all three: Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and GT. There are some things I like about GT, like the Android 17 saga and the I would probably say the Shadow Dragon saga, though it had disappointing ending to it. But I don't think GT was a terrible series, but I'm kind of glad they deemed that canon. Now, for this show, for Super, for a lot of the familiar faces in the show, everybody got their dub actor back. Everybody reprising the role from the previous series. They have at least 2 new characters who show up in this particular thing. Now, the first arc of Dragon Ball Super. Now, before I get started talk about the adaptation, what this arc is about. When I first heard about the title of the series and the fact we got a new Dragon Ball, this was about 3 years ago. Yeah, surprisingly, it was about 3 or 4 years ago I heard about the fact that we're getting a new Dragon Ball series. So I figured, though, I wanted to wait till the dub came out to watch it because I love watching the dub for this franchise. So, Super is a good name. I like it. It's something that's not used very often when it comes to anime, though nowadays Power Rangers loves using it a lot. Would have like Power Rangers Samurai, Power Rangers Super Samurai, Mega Force, Super Mega Force, Dino Charge, Super Dino Charge, Ninja Steel, of course, Super Ninja Steel, of course. We have Beast Morphers coming soon. Yeah, but this is by far the first series I can think of to use the word super as part of the title. And yes, Toriyama himself is actually heavily involved in this series. And yes, I do read the manga. The manga itself just basically expands upon stuff that happens in this very series. Yeah, that's really the whole point of it. Yep. Now, what does this arc pretty much adapt? Does that something from a manga? Nope. It readapts this film, Battle of Gods, a really good film. Now, in this arc, we get introduced basically. Now, this film was canon for some time until they readapted. They kind of reviewed some stuff in canon. Now, they did make changes from the actual original film. Like, this arc is the introduction of Whis and Beerus. The reason why they're two introduced at the same time, because, from what I've heard, this is Toriyama's humongous reputation when it comes to Dragon Ball. Is that when he introduces a character, he introduces not like one at a time. He introduces like 2 or 3 at the same time. I've heard he's had a long reputation for this. And fun fact, Beerus is actually based upon Toriyama's pet cat. No joke about that. Whis himself, who is an angel, they kind of loosely expanded on him later on in the series. He's voiced by Ian Sinclair. I have reviewed talk about this guy in a few other series, so I figured, oh, why not talk about him? Whis is voiced by a guy named Jason something. I don't remember his last name. Yeah, I had to look up. Here what his dub actor is. But yeah, the let's see. Now the changes they make to this particular arc from the film. Well, the first major change they make is the introduction of Beerus. In the film, they introduce him by having wake up from his nap. Of course, he's also informed by Majin Buu's death. In the show, he's never informed by Majin Buu's death. He is informed by Frieza's defeat. He is informed about that, but he's never informed about Majin Buu's death. I think Frieza gets informed of that later on. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, they also had this thing where in the opening episode, because of Hercule claiming credit for defeating Majin Buu, and it was Goku who did it, he got this humongous amount of money, 100 million yen, which he didn't actually want, so he gave it to Goku, and Goku gave it to Chi Chi, obviously. Yep. Okay. I found him. Okay. Okay. Whis is voiced by a guy named Jason Douglas. Yes, that is seriously this guy's name. He is noteworthy for voicing also a character on My Hero Academia. Who is he voice? Bakuto. Yeah, the guy who loves blowing up stuff. Yep. This is the same guy who voices him. He also voices General Zachary from Attack on Titan, Aokiji from One Piece, and this is from series I have reviewed and watched, and Major Miles from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. And of course, he also voices Gildart's Clav, the father of Kana from Fairy Tail. Yep. Let's see, other changes they made. As far as I can tell, when it comes to Goku, a lot of the stuff related to him, like his training with King Kai, yeah, it's not much different. And even how he meets Beerus, it's very similar. How Beerus is introduced to the series to Vegeta is actually quite different. How he's informed about it. In the movie, Vegeta knew exactly who Beerus is, because apparently he met him when he was younger. In the show, he says he's heard of him, but he's never actually met him before. Because in the show, as soon as he sees Beerus, he's like, "Oh, Lord Beerus." Yeah, he's very respectful toward him. And in the show, they have it where technically have kind of met before, but he doesn't really remember. And they changed the meaning of how they introduce these two. They're the first time they interact in the show. In the film, of course, like in the film and the show, is at Bulma's birthday party. They changed the location from the actual film itself. In the film, it was basically on a hill. In the show, it's on a cruise ship. Yeah, but simply put, a lot of similar stuff happens. Yeah, how the whole fighting stuff happens is very similar. Though they cut out this really awesome thing now. Now, the first time you see Beerus beat up Majin, beat up Good Boo, he does by throwing him in the ocean. Here he just throws him on the ground. That's what happens in the film. Also, Master Roshi has his line. He says, "Get 'em, boys!" Yeah, he sends Tien, Yamcha, Piccolo. He sends all of them to go after him. And, oh yes, in case you're wondering, does Bulma slap Beerus in this arc? Oh, heck yes, that slap is still there. This was predictable because I've seen the film, though pretty much the same thing happened, though Vegeta's line was changed. In the movie, he says, "That's my wife." And in the show, he says, "What did you do to my Bulma?" Yeah, it was so funny the fact they changed the line from "What did you do to my wife?" to "What did you do to my Bulma?" I don't know why they changed that for, but it was so hilarious. And of course, a lot of similar stuff happens, like how Goku gets his transformation. Yeah, there are some things kept saying, like how they found out information about the Super Saiyan God, and the fact that, well, Shinron, as soon as he sees Beerus, he's like scared stiff, just like he is in the film. Yeah, they don't really change much about Shinron's role in this particular arc, especially in the show. Yep. Oh yeah, they do add one thing here, and this was nothing to do with the actual film. This happened in episode 2 of all things, where this is actually sort of follow-up to happen in the Majin Buu arc, where Vegeta may have promised the Trunk to take him to place, and instead of taking him to the music park, he does something unpredictable, and I was laughing like crazy seeing this again. He does something. This is something Vegeta never can do himself, like unusual for him to do this, but he did something. What did he do? He took his family on vacation. Yes, he took his family on vacation. I was laughing like crazy when I see this. I mean, this is Vegeta, a guy who's really serious. And he takes his family on vacation, and he's, despite the fact a lot of time he doesn't really smile, he at least is behaving himself. He's very calm, despite the fact his wife buys a lot of stuff. He says, "Why? Okay, I'm hungry. We'll get some food." And Bulma's like, "Sure." They eat like crazy. Yeah, they keep getting bigger and bigger. And there's a gag in here that there's a funny thing happens in here. They repeat it later on of him his so-called ride with an octopus. It is so funny. And of course he gets ticked off and leaves like right after a hula party. And yeah, he just leaves and go home. And kind of like what he does in the movie and the show. The only reason why he comes to his wife's birthday party is because he's yelled at to come to her birthday because Bulma told him to. Despite the fact he preferred to do some training. Yep. Oh, who built in that room? Bulma did. Yes, Bulma built it. This is the same exact training room that Vegeta got. That was the last scene in the Majin Buu arc. Also, at the start, in the very first episode, was revealed that Gohan and Videl got married off screen. It would have been nice to see this wedding, but nope, we don't see it. And it's also revealed that Mr. Satan actually gave them a big wedding present. What was the wedding present? A mansion. Yep, he bought him a house. Great idea for them to do. Heck, even Chi-Chi's so happy. Goku personally thanks Mr. Satan for giving him that gift for Gohan and Videl. He says, don't worry about that. I'm not here for that. I'm here to give you this 100 million zenny, this gigantic amount. I mean, this is probably worth about, I'd say, almost like $1 billion, maybe in U.S. currency. I'm not really sure how much 100 million zenny would be worth in U.S. currency. It looks like maybe about $1 billion in that briefcase, but yeah. And this was by far a really good arc. I didn't mind the changes at all. Some of the changes were okay. Oh, they did make one other change about how Beerus is formed that this is Bulma's birthday party. Yeah, in the movie it was Vegeta who told him what was going on. In the show it was Bulma herself. And Beerus behaved himself throughout most of the party until the reason why he overreacted was because same reason in the movie, because Boo ate all the pudding. That is literally the reason why he picked the fight with everybody, because all the pudding got ate. Yep. And of course, well, similar things happen, like apparently Goku has muscle memory and battling him. Excuse me. I would say throughout the first half, it's a lot of changes, but once Goku starts fighting Beerus in Super Saiyan God form, it's mostly the same, except they changed the ending. Yeah, when even though Goku loses, and of course Beerus decides to sort of, well, they changed location. Yeah, in the movie, it's kind of like on like a hill, and there's like a little piece like I'm gonna destroy a planet, and he has a little power left, and he just destroys part of it. Like that was it. In the show, he falls asleep. He's about to do it, and his beam goes right in the sky, and he just falls right asleep and goes straight home afterwards. Yeah, this by far was a really good arc, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was exciting. It was great to hear the dub actor for Beerus again. This is probably the first time I actually had heard. Now, when I first was watching this arc, this is the first time I've heard his dub actor since Resurrection F, which, by the way, I'm on that arc right now. Though I'm only about 3 episodes in right now. Yeah, I'm actually on the 3rd episode right now for him. So expect a review for that probably later on today. Okay? Yeah, not much else to say. Fantastic arc. I'm sure Edgar will be very happy to hear about my thoughts on this particular arc. I know he's doing a re-review of this series. I don't know why, but he is. And last I saw, he was only about around episode 8. Yeah, but I review sagas. The only time I review series, like individual episodes, if that's the only episode out. If there's a bunch like this, I prefer to do it in sagas or seasons. That's just the way I do things. Edgar does things differently than I do. Okay? He has his own way of reviewing anime. I have my own way of doing anime. I don't exactly copy his stuff. I don't copy like how he does his videos. Of course, he has his own way. I have my own way. Alright? So yeah, fantastic arc. Alright, next episode will be on the Golden Frieza arc, which is the adaptation of Resurrection F, which everybody knows this was basically the Return of Frieza. I will talk about some behind the scenes stuff with this one too. Now, this one, when this film came out, this was the first film that the Dragon Ball franchise released as Wrath of the Dragon. Yeah, this is the first one probably, from what I thought of, I think it was like the first one like a little over 10 years. Yeah, it had been like probably about 10, 15 years since the last film came out. And the show, when it came out 3 years ago, it was the first new series for the Dragon Ball franchise in 18 years. Yes, 18 years. Gotta at least praise it for that, okay? So yeah, that's it for this review. Stay tuned when I get a chance to do another review, okay? But do see you there. Bye.